What is up, everyone? Volathis here, and Final Fantasy XIV has unveiled the preliminary patch notes for patch 4.1. So without further ado, we're going to hop on in here. First off, though, they're saying here that the Unending Coils of Bahamut, actually the Unending Coil of Bahamut Ultimate, is going to release in patch 4.11, and that the Bard Performance and the new PvP encounter Rival Wings is scheduled to release in patch 4.15. So, of course, we have new main scenario quests here. One of them is going to be called Vod's Adventure and the Darkness Below. And then we actually have quite an impressive amount of main scenario quests here. And then, of course, we have the new Chronicles of a New Era, which is going to be our raid dungeon, which is going to be Return to Iveland. So there's two quests here: Dramaticus Personae and a City Fallen. And now players can go to the Royal Majari by speaking to the Royal Majari, if I'm saying that right, attendant in Alamigo Quarter after you complete a certain main scenario quest. And then players can move in between Okawara and Sakuzi by speaking to the NPCs at the locations below and completing the main scenario quest. Tide goes in, Imperial's out, so you can actually move quite quickly between these large island mass here. And then we have new side quests added. It looks like Hildebrand's only getting one quest here, but I'm assuming it'll be an impressive chain of events here. And they've made some adjustments to the anima weapon, the weight at which your weapons gain, etheric condensation has been increased for certain duties, and more duties will contribute to it. Alright, and then we have the Kojin Beast Tribe quests are being added. There's a vendor that's been added to the Kojin Beast Tribe settlement with new items. This is in the Ruby Sea, the main hub really for the Kojin there. So there's once again another chain here, and the first one is going to be called Heaven Sent, and you're just going to progress through it. And then XP awarded upon completing level 50 to 58 tradecraft leads have been increased. We're getting updates to the lost canals of Uznar, the hidden channels of Uznar here, and they're just showing off some of the new sections here. Alright, and then Grand and Free Companies, they're going to be adding adjustments to the Adventurer Squadron, so the amount of XP gained in missions by unit members have been increased. The difficulty of flag missions, Void Elimination, which gains Squadron Rank 2 upon completion, has been reduced. The level cap of Squadron members has been raised to 60. Change class and confirmed chemistry can now be accessed by speaking with each Squadron member. And then they're showing the command missions here. They've been added. They're instance dungeons, which you complete with 3 units. And as I've pointed out in one of my previous videos, you can command the fellow squadron. And then it talks about the eligible dungeons here. And then you can form a party by selecting command missions. And then you go to the dungeons that you have unlocked there, and you choose the members and select deploy. And you can enter the command mission with selected unit members and then giving orders. So there's engage, disengage, and re-engage. And what's the disengage side? Execute limit break apparently is another option we have here. And then they have battle tactics. Battle tactics govern each unit's behavior during a command mission. This new battle tactics may be acquired by completing command missions. One battle tactic can only be assigned to each member. And then you can see the orders there. So there's independent, offensive, defensive, and balanced. And then glamours, once they're above 51 and above, they can get a glamour. This requires a glamour prison, and showing the button here that you click, and then you can see what they're applying to look like here. And then you can add it, confirm. And then there's going to be new craftable items that have been added to the company workshop. New rewards have been added to exploratory voyages. And then housing, we're going to be getting Shirogana, which has also been discussed in one of my previous videos here. So let's talk about the pricing here. So the max pricing for a large is 50 million. For a medium, the largest is 20 million. And then for a small, it is 3.75 million. And then there's, that's the initial pricing, and then the minimum pricing when these go down. For a small is 1.86 million, for a medium is 9.92 million, and then for a large is 24.8 million. And then I discuss about building an estate. There's going to be apartments added to Shirogana in this Kobai Goten building, displayed on the map here. And of course they're going to be adding the relocation feature. And then this is just some example here of the relocation, and then they'll have a relocation complete. And also any of your housing that is basic to the area will change over to Shirogana basics. And then it gets put into storage, and you can withdraw your items from the storage. And then there's an example here of the showroom status. And then showroom for furnishing has been added to estates, apartments, and private chambers. And then it has the item limit here. For private chambers and apartments is 100 for indoor, no outdoor. Cottage, you get 200 indoor, outdoor 20 for a house. Indoor 300, outdoor 30. Mansion, indoor 400, outdoor 40. And you can access depending on your type of estate. So if it's a free company, members with permissions can do that, and then with individual, it's either the owner or a tenant with the furnishing placement privileges. Shows examples of what it's like to use the storeroom. And then there's even a button here that you can access them directly from the storeroom. And furnishing contents preview, so certain furnishings would contain other items can be placed, and you can display them, see what they look like. And then the store feature, we can swim in some of the residential areas. So on Limsa, Lomensa, and the Mist, you can swim on the beach. In Gridania, there is a lake you can swim in. And then for the Goblet and Udall, we're getting a Roman style kind of bath. And then this looks like the Shirogana beach here. We're getting new furnishing items, very Eastern themed here. New paintings. New window furnishings have been added. It's a very nice window right there. And then new blank partition furnishings have been added, which can be decorated with several wallpaper designs. That's a nice little feature there. Falling items, which allows players to employ material suppliers, junk mongers, and armor menders with new appearances have been added. So they have more of an Eastern feel to them. Furnishings will no longer be destroyed when removed. A lot of the pre-50 crafting items, the Mughal letterbox, a lot of the permits here. We have new Orchestran rolls, new harvestable crops, new seed for flower pots called the Bright Lily seeds. And then there's estate items have been added to NPCs. These are all the housing merchants. New aquarium fish have been added. A new aquarium interior has been added, the Sunken Treasure tank trimmings. And then there's new prizes available from purchasing using MGP, which is this little lovely, I don't even know what it's called, but it's a nice little looking mount. It fits with the Lalafell perfectly. New triple triad cards. They've changed the triple triad battle area for the green grub mud plots. I haven't been there before. At least fought on it. I can't recognize on the map. They've added some new additions to the challenge log. If you do 6 custom deliveries, you get 1,000 gil. And then additional completion requirements have been added to pre-existing challenge logs. So feeling lucky, you do have to do a duty roulette of Alliance raid. And getting 5 treasure coffers in Aquapolis, you also have to do the hidden canals of Uznar. New vistas have been added in Stormblood, and the location of a 9th entry in the sightseeing log has been adjusted. We have new emotes, which should be box and converse. These are the new haircuts they've talked about. The entrance to Senshua of the Violent Tides and Ruby Seas have been changed location-wise. Kugane airship landings will be added to the Aetheryte and Kugane after attuning to all locations. We have some adjustments to the battle system here. Steel Cyclone HP recovery has been increased. Felcleave, Decimate, Inner Release are now replaced with these actions. They are replaced with the appropriate actions when you use Deliverance. Shake It Off is in effect removes most of all debuffs here. And it creates a barrier around self and party members, absorbs damage equaling 8% of their maximal health, and it dispels if you get rid of Thrill of the Battle, Inner Beast, Vengeance, and Raw Intuition. It increases damage absorbed by 4% for each effect move, and it's 15-second duration, and the recast is increased from 60 to 90. And then we have some changes to Dragoon. Here it looks like pretty much a lot of their techniques have been increased in potency. Dragon's Eye though, maximum gauge, it's still a buff here. The Dragon Gauge maximum has been reduced from 4 to 3. Jump's been increased, a lot of the thrusts have been increased. Let's see here. Yeah, just overall, it looks like Dragoon's getting a lot of buffs here. With Ninja, Doton, the potency of the action has been increased from 40 to 45. With Machinist, their hypercharge effects have been increased by 1%. With Summoner, the cast time for the summons have been reduced by half, as well as the MP has been reduced. Tribind removes bind, increases your potency by 70. So while in Dreadworm Trance, it removes the bind effect, increases your potency by 70, and reduces MP cost. And the cast time has been reduced from 3 to 2.5. Ruin 3 has been increased in potency, the MP has been reduced. And then while you're in Dreadworm Trance, it has no cast time. Ruin 4 cast time has been made instant as well. And Aether Pack, the recast time has been increased from 90 to 120, and it no longer requires a party member within 30 yalms. Devotion, the effect that increases attack potency and HP, magic potency of a closest member within 30 yard by 5%, as also reduces damage taken by 5%, was changed to damage increase and damage taken reduce within a 30 yalm radius by 2%, and also increases healing magic potency of the member by 5%. Ruin Mastery used to be acquired at 54. It is now... Sorry, it was actually at 62. It is now acquired at 54. The effect that gives 15% chance of Ruin and Ruin 3 are upgraded to Ruin 4 after a pet uses an action has been changed to Ruin 3. I feel like I didn't read that right. And then with the Scholar half, same thing with the summons, and MP cost of spells of Succor and Adlo have been reduced. The magic range DPS actions Mana Shift has all the skills actually here, Addle, Mana Shift, and Apocastasis have been reduced. The magic DPS and Healer Roller action of Surecast, they also nullify knockbacks and draw-in effects. Actually, it's been changed to nullify most knockbacks and draw-in effects, and the duration has been reduced from 10 to 5. Summoner, Scholar, Arcanist at 18 get the ability Sustain, and then at 62 they get the Enhanced Ruined. They have that Provoke, Ultimatum, and Shirk will now display the proper graphics. And then, of course, we get a new dungeon, the Drowned City of Scala, which is from a quest here. We're getting our trial, the Mistral Ballads of Shinryu, which is Shinryu Extreme. And then you have to have completed the main scenario quest Stormblood and the quest Songs and the Keys of Kugane. And the items dropped directly from bosses will now drop from treasure boxes instead for basically the previous Heaven's Wards ones. Can't remember the bosses, it's been a while for that, but Ravana, and then the Containment Bay, that's the Knights of the Round, but that's not what the extreme version is called of it. And then Bismarck is the Limitless Blue, and then it talks about the Raid Dungeon, the Royal City of Ravaston. If I said that right, I know it's probably linked to Final Fantasy XII. Talks about the quest there, you'll be marked. This is pretty much the same thing as before. We're going to be getting a reward at the end, and you earn a separate reward just for complete it once a week, and you can turn that in Roggo's Reach. And on the previous Alliance dungeons with the Machi Matter has been removed on the weekly restriction, and the entry requirements of Labyrinth of the Ancients have been changed. So now all the Alliance raids have the same requirement: 1 tank, 2 healers, 5 DPS. And then the time before you get locked out of a boss area and Alliance raids have been increased from 15 to 30. And then you can get the Echo buff and the previous extremes of Sasano and I believe it's Lakshmi in the extreme. And then for the previous of the Royal, Manjari, Emanation, and Sasano normal, you will also get Echo. And the weekly restriction on the Omega fights and Delta Scape, this is just the normal, I believe, not the Savage. You're going to be able to get that more than once a week. And then they have updated the Expert Roulette, so we're going to actually have 4 dungeons. So it's going to be the Drowned City of Scala, Alamigo, Kugane Castle, and the Temple of the Fist. And then we're getting the Alliance raids in the Duty Finder. And then with the Duty Roulette Mentor, they're adding the Drowned City of Scala as well as the Royal City of Robinstein. And then, let's see here, they're going to be adding Shinryu Extreme to the Raid Finder. And now you can just queue for Sasano or Lakshmi Extreme. You're going to be getting the Stone, Sky, and the Sea of that requirement. And then there's some PvP changes here. Warrior gets Thrill of War, increases max HP and party members by 10% and restores 10% health. A few changes here. Actually, there's a few here. I'm just going to skip over it with it being PvP. Let's see here. And then Warriors can't get Inner Release, Dragoon can't get Battle Lenity. Okay, and then the Feast 4-on-4 training match has been added as available by the Duty Finder, so we did lose that for a bit. We're going to be getting new items. These are, I'm assuming, probably the new dungeon gear. I don't think it's from the Alliance raid. I could be wrong. We're also getting new recipes. We're getting new dyes. And then following items that have been changed from unique / untradeable to just simply untradeable. Hero's Belt for all the casting and stuff like that, and the Ardent Belt. And then a few things don't share a cooldown time of medicine items such as potions. These are all the manuals, as well as a Gold Saucer VIP card. Sale price on items have been changed. The Retrieve Materia subcommand has been added. And I believe it's based on your level. You have a certain chance, or it probably isn't. You get a chance, but the higher the grade, the less chance you have to retrieve it. Currency window has been added for the Beastman tribe, so that'll take up less room, and it's divided by where it's from. I don't recognize the one that from A Realm Reborn. I know most of these. Oh, the first one's probably the I can't remember, but I know who they are. They were like the wizard people. I'm drawing a blank here. They've made adjustments to desynthesis, and then crafter will no longer be repeated while under the effects of Name of the Wind whilst you work and stuff like that. Location of swimming shadows in the Ruby Seas and Yonics have been adjusted. And then this is our custom deliveries. You can speak to Nago? And then we're getting new explorations, new mounts added, although I'm not sure where we're getting the chair from. The Witch's Broom gets a special action. Sleipnir will fly. We're getting new minions, new Chocobo barding. So that looks like Shinryu and Anix. I can't remember the name. I'm still working on getting the mount for it though. And then they're adding some new adjustments to achievements, which are the tank achievements, where you can do duties to get them. Grammars can now be unlocked at 15. And the guild to get it has actually been reduced substantially. So they also adjusted the quest for it. And then you can send a request to people from different worlds. And you can actually talk to them in the different worlds, although I believe you still cannot communicate with them in a dungeon. I don't think we're going to get a change on that. If a friend is in another world, cannot be verified. So they can't verify if they're online. There will be a special icon. And then actually it looks like the icon tells them if they're just on a different server, and then there's an offline online. You can use the party finder to recruit for cross-world alliance raids and custom matches. And just a few screenshots of recruiting like that. Companions and minions can be summoned at the same time now. There's also a timer on your Chocobo companion, how long they have. And then they've changed how it works, so the actions are separated by class and job. They're all under one tab now. And then cannot be assigned. So there will be to better distinguish between actions that can and cannot be assigned to the hopper. The design of their icons have been changed. Although it doesn't look like a good example here. Oh, I guess it's a little bit more. No, they look the same. Not sure. And then you can change status effects. So this is talking about the HUD layout that we got that was different. So you can, and then they're showing the example of the dragoon because they changed it, because instead of 4 it's now 3. So it's like a closed eye, the eye is opening, and then you see the iris. And the gauge for straight shot increased critical hit rate has been added. Machinist indicating the duration of hot shot, and then also of course there is the simple UI here. So we also have an example of Red Mage and Samurai. We didn't have that before. And I don't think we had Astrologian either. And they added commas to the XP bar, so you don't have to try and figure out what it is as much. And then they changed icons for wave and goodbye. And then showing some more about the party list tab, some edits here you can do. And then some macros. Well, not macros, but what slash macros here. And then they talk about adjustments to veteran rewards. New music has been added, and talks about some more items that have been added to the Mog Station. So let me know down below what you're looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to the most the main scenario quest. I want to see more of it. Also, in the comments down below, put in if you prefer when I read preliminary patch notes, or would you rather just wait till I read all the patch notes, which will probably release this Monday. And then don't forget to, if you enjoyed this video, to hit that like button and share this video, and as well subscribe to the channel to stay updated. And once again, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.